Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today. Starting off on the 1 day time frame for Bitcoin, because so far, after seeing this rejection from about 68,000 US dollars on this 0.786 level, we have now wicked down into this Fibonacci golden pocket here, sitting from about 65.5k all the way down to 64.8k. So in terms of support to the downside, in my opinion, this is one of the critical levels of support to actually watch, because in the case that we actually get a confirmed break below, then I think likely we are going lower after that. However, so long as this holds, we can of course still see that big bounce from there. Now zooming into the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, recently we got rejected from this big level of resistance, sitting from 68.5k all the way up to 70,000 US dollars. And after that, we fell right into this big level of support, sitting from 66,000 all the way down to 65,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. So again, so far we have held this as a level of support, and this level of support also has some confluence with that Fibonacci golden pocket that I was talking about earlier. So make sure you are paying attention to this 65k level as well. So for now, all is good for Bitcoin. However, later today, potentially even by the time I actually edit and upload this video, there will be an FOMC meeting, which usually creates quite a bit of volatility in the market. So especially if you are leverage trading right now, make sure to be a bit more cautious today with high leverage, because usually around those FOMC meetings, there's going to be a lot of like crazy wicks and just a lot of volatility. So you should be prepared for that. So for now, there isn't really too much else to say about all of this. I am basically just waiting to see what the outcome of that is. And based on that, in tomorrow's video, I think it will be clear what the actual momentum is going to be. So make sure to subscribe to my channel with notifications on so you get notified whenever I upload that video tomorrow. Either way, quickly taking a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, there is a lot of liquidity to the upside, sitting at about 70.4k. And in the case that you are not familiar with this chart, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart. Now on this 3-day time frame, most of the liquidity is to the upside. However, there's also quite a bit of liquidity sitting at about 65.2k. However, zooming out to the 1-month time frame, you can see that there's both liquidity to the downside and to the upside. So this liquidity to the upside is the same as what I just mentioned. And as for the liquidity to the downside, it is sitting all the way down at 63.1k. Now again, coming back to this chart, I think if we lose the Fibonacci golden pocket as a level of support, it is likely that we are going to take out this big level of liquidity sitting at about 63k. So make sure to pay attention to that. Now lastly, taking a look at the 3-month time frame for Bitcoin, because if you zoom out to this high time frame here, you can see that there's a lot of liquidity at that 70k level like I mentioned, but there is also a lot of liquidity sitting at 72.3k. So I do think at some point we are going to take out this liquidity. And again, as I basically say in every video, I do not think the bull run is over. I think we are going to see much higher price action for Bitcoin, but potentially we just have to be a little bit patient. Now, besides that, taking a look at the ETF flow tables for today. Yesterday, we saw a net outflow of about $20 million, so not a great result. But I mean, we saw massive inflows for consecutive weeks, basically. So it isn't a big deal that we're seeing a little bit of an outflow, although I am keeping an eye on the trend in terms of inflows and outflows, because of course, if we start seeing many consecutive days of outflows, then likely this is going to have a downwards pressuring effect on the Bitcoin price, and it would become more likely that we are, for example, going to lose this as a level of support and just seeing a lot of bearish momentum. So those are the most important levels of support and resistance that you should be paying attention to right now, and let's just see how the news is going to play out. This has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.